ネイバージラ
Okay, I'm with the 8 Rights from Washington, D.C. You guys are hard to find. Want no social media presence?
The music is shared live. It's time and aggression. You gotta be there.
Sorry, guys, we gotta clear out. Follow me.
And then it's over. Holy shit.
I told you to follow. Hey, stop! No!
You can't keep us here. You gotta let us go.
We're not keeping you. You're just staying. We're so fucking dead, guys.
What do we do? Oh, shit.
This will be over soon, gentlemen.
What are they doing?
They're coming.
We gotta go.
And we die.
The longer we wait, the surer that is.
Is that a pep talk? Just grab some shit, get ready to run.
Here we go.
I see the bad moon horizon. I see trouble on the way.
They're everywhere!
You breathing? Let him bleed.
Careful now.
I can't die here.
So don't.
It's fucking hard, man.
Let's talk about 2015 American horror thriller.
Horror thriller.
Yeah, I guess a horror thriller. I consider it more of a thriller. I guess the horror's there.
Yeah.
But Green Room.
Is thriller just a cop out now for horror films? Like I want to be a horror film, but I'm not that like over the top gory or like that scary or that like anything too much. So we're just gonna call it a thriller.
In your opinion, yeah. I honestly consider a thriller better.
I do too.
Gore. Like
Yeah.
I do. I don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Pop on Green Inferno or Hostel or when I'm in the mood. But as
it-
a whole,
It just feels like a tag at this point. Like every thriller movie is gonna claim horror thriller just to grab the like horror community. Like that bubble that's like.
well, I'd say if there's
Dresses up like
if
the
there's
Mummy
one
every
film
year.
that does muddle the line, it's Green Room.
Oh, absolutely.
This is probably the epitome of horror, but the epitome of a thriller. It's both. But I agree. It's kind of a cop-out at times, but it just depends on your approach.
Yeah.
Are you just having a guy with a knife, or is it like
Right.
I forget the John Cusack movie, but he's playing a multiple character prisoner,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole movie is inside someone else's head the whole time.
Yeah.
And John Cusack is just a cop-out new character to kill all the old characters off, so it's only one personality.
Yeah.
That's a thriller.
Right.
But it's just as
Right.
the body count's just as high, and it's just as much of a
And like something
axe
like
to the face.
like a secret window or something, I would
Yeah.
consider just thriller. Like there's no horror really aspect to that.
Yeah, I consider. I don't know why everyone calls Stephen King a horror director
Thriller.
or horror writer.
He's a
but he's
and-
a thriller.
And the people that will say that are the same people that'll shit on him.
Yeah.
But nonetheless.
But yeah, Green Room. Who's the director? Jeremy Santier.
Is that how you say his last name?
I believe. Saulnier.
Saulnier.
Saulnier. I had it written down. I was like, let me
Yeah, yeah.
triple check because it was like Saltier or Saltnier.
He's done Blue Room, Green Room, Murder Party, Crab Walk, True Detective in 2019.
Oh wait, Murder Party. Is that like some horror comedy? The guy gets
Ye-
kidnapped or like tricked into going to a party. He's like wearing a cardboard night.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah,
It's on the
I've
best.
never seen it, but it looks fucking hilarious.
Can you? What the fuck is Blue Room?
Blue Room.
Oh, Rune.
And he was just did cinematography. for
You
that.
had me so stoked. I was like, holy
Right.
shit! It's two of them.
Yeah. So not a whole lot from our buddy. What's his name?
Saulnier.
Jeremy Saulnier.
Yes.
Yeah.
It stars Well, I guess we'll do produce because I have it in front of me.
Okay.
Neil Kopp. I don't know him offhand. I'm not really going to go into it.
No.
It's just a name in front of me.
Yeah.
But Anton Yelvich
Yes.
is the
main kid, huh?
main kind of kid. He's the drummer or bassist, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's the bassist. He actually died tragically a couple years ago, not long after this film or Star Trek.
He
His
did.
Jeep, his emergency brake popped out
Yeah.
down his driveway and just ran over him.
I do remember
Some
hearing about
weird,
that.
like, Final Destination shit.
I do remember hearing about that.
I don't know if any foul play, but, like, he was infamous for, like, fixing
Yeah.
up this shitty Jeep, and everyone was like, it's a death trap.
Yep.
But yeah, freak accident, poor kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was in Star Trek.
He died in a freak car thing a couple years before Trevor Noah run off the road in a car.
Trevor
accident.
Noah's alive.
No, no,
Trevor
no.
Moore.
Trevor Moore, that's who I'm thinking of.
Oh,
Sorry,
shit,
Trevor
man,
Noah.
I forgot Trevor Moore.
Trevor Moore, yeah.
We lost two good Trevors.
Yeah, it was a couple years after Anton Yelvich. But that's why...
Rest in peace, Trevor Moore and Trevor Strad. Damn.
Oh, yeah.
They're taking all the Trevors.
Sucks if your name's Trevor.
But Aaliyah Shawkat, or Shawak, I
Yes.
think it's Shawak,
Yeah, I believe that's how you say it.
is in it as well. Obviously, Arrested Development fame.
Arrested Development, maybe.
She's maybe, and Shirley, and Annette.
Yeah.
I as much as I love Maybe and Shirley, the Annette is just as funny.
It is.
The
That's our
the late seasons,
retirement
yes.
home? Yes.
she's trying to catch the swan,
It's great.
and Sitwell comes
Yeah.
over. He's like, "Oh, are you Annette?" And she's like, "Oh, do you have one?" It's so good.
That show is phenomenal.
But yeah, she's great in this. I don't see her much.
I don't see her
I've
do
seen her a
anything.
couple times. She's been in Broad
Yeah.
City, I believe.
Yeah, I did see
I think
that.
she was the Bizarro Alana, because like they both have like that curly hair,
Yep.
like Jewy New York.
Yeah, that's not racist.
And Patrick Stewart is as well,
Professor X.
and Imogen Poots, I think is her. Yeah, Poots is her last name.
Yeah.
I don't know Imogen. They say she's been in not they say, but her filmography is B for Vendetta. She played the young
Oh yeah. Natalie Portman. Yep,
Mhm.
that's true.
So it's cool because that's like immediately on her filmography. I'm like, oh shit, I like that. And the next step was 28 Days Later,
Yep.
or 20. Yeah, it's days or weeks. She's weeks. I'm sorry. Solitary Men. I don't know, but I've seen the movie like a couple times here and there. I don't know how to describe it, but I've seen the name and I've seen like
Yeah.
I've seen the title when you flip through channels.
You've
kind of
seen,
thing.
let's be real, you've seen the spine of the DVD on a shelf
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
You're like, I remember that
I
movie
picked it up
vaguely.
at
Yeah.
one point in time, kind of vibe.
Mhm.
She was in Fright Night. I've never seen it fully.
Me neither.
It's everyone praises it sometimes. It's either hit or miss. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's a cult classic, but she's attached her name to a lot of like good franchises and titles.
And it looks like this movie goes down as a flop at the box office. The budget was $5 million, and at the box office only made $3.8 million.
Wow.
Only made $3.8 million. I don't
Wow.
remember any promotion for this movie.
I saw the DVD.
I saw the DVD, and it kept popping up on like
That's
list of movies to watch on Netflix. Because this movie was on Netflix for like ever, it seemed. Like early on, I would say even before like Uncut Gems. The Green Room was on there, and like it was always on those like top 10 movies must see that you don't know.
Because
shit like that.
it's a good indie horror thriller.
It really
is. But it's like reminiscent of kind of the same quality as a Girl Walks Home Alone at Night,
Something like
which
that.
is like an Iranian vampire movie.
Yeah.
It was one of those just out of nowhere small indie things.
No really advertisement to speak
So
of.
is 3 its total? Or is that just its release budget? Because it has to have made it back in streaming and DVD sales.
That's just what it says. I'm assuming from box office, so I imagine theatrical releases they're counting or whatever. I don't know
I'm
how
not surprised
streaming.
it got a box office.
Right? Like, I don't even recall this movie ever being mentioned. I don't...
Never.
Not seen a trailer even at the movies. Like,
Yeah, no, I
you know,
literally saw the DVD and only saw the DVD because there's A24 and
Yep.
maybe.
Maybe.
I literally only saw it,
Mhm.
it was like, oh shit, maybe did an A24 movie?
Yeah.
And I was thinking like
Like-
super shitty.
Yeah,
like,
when they're
coming of
telling
age.
you Jason Bateman's in Dodgeball, it's like, did you know Maybe's in Green Room?
He is. Yeah, I forgot. He's Pepper Cox.
Pepper
Or
Cox.
Dick Pepperfield, something like that.
No, Dick Pepperfield is the other guy.
Will Arnett.
Is his
Okay.
co-host.
But yeah, I figured
From
it was.
Semi-Pro.
But yeah, to see her play in a punk band,
It was great. Checked a bunch
and
of
it was,
boxes.
it was done well. Apparently, the guy made them learn the songs.
Yeah.
So it was like when they played Nazi punks, fuck off.
they kind of knew what they were doing.
At the release party, they apparently played a show. It
Yeah.
was like the Ain't Right's first official show.
That's cool.
It was pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
Cool. 'Cause
Wonder why we
it's-
don't see her in a lot of other things.
She has a bad rep. Apparently, she.
Oh.
I don't want to get into like hot news or what's hot and what's not.
Yeah,
but apparently she was fucking with Brad Pitt, and the Brad Pitt fans weren't happy, and they undug her saying the N word a lot in
Oh,
a
shit.
interview. And it was like,
Damn, baby.
and her apology was like, "I did it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
It seemed. What do you want me to say?
Like Rogan.
Yeah, you had me on tape saying the N word.
Yeah, like
I'm not, Zeke Heiling. I did an anti-Nazi film. Like, but yeah, apparently people aren't happy about that.
Oh. yeah, see, I was unaware of all that.
She's not, I don't want to say she's not funny or she's not talented, but like people don't see her as like a talented actress.
Yeah, she tends to get
And she's
put in
not
the
like an Amy
background.
Poehler where it's like, well, she's just funny.
Yeah. She tends to get put in the background and steal the scene as opposed to get cast for something to like take over. So this was refreshing to see. I enjoyed it. Like you were saying, just seeing the whole DIY punk scene in like an actual well shot movie.
It was done right.
It was
without, like,
refreshing.
I don't want to say without, it made glazed over, so I'm like,
Of
man,
course,
but also like put him in a shitty patch on purpose. But I mean, as someone that's played music for 8-9 years on and off, and like
Yeah.
played a couple shows at least locally, where you're like, okay, we gotta go to Kenner today,
Yeah.
and then like in 2 weeks we gotta down to New Orleans, and just like those couple, yeah, the struggling DIY band, it's done well.
It's
They
always
mentioned siphoning gas. They mentioned like
Exactly.
Mexican food being able to be
Yeah.
stretched. I mean, it's just little things.
and it's always a good look into for a movie because you don't see a lot of that.
Mhm.
You don't see that in film a whole lot. So
I mean, you're starting to, especially with A24, which we're not going to praise enough. I mean, we're doing a whole month of A24.
yeah, literally this will cap out the month, won't it?
We maybe have one more if we can fit it in, but this is the last one, which is
Right.
3 is, I mean,
No, we killed it.
we
Yeah.
averagely get 3, maybe
Yeah.
4 podcasts a month. So, I mean,
House of Jack.
it was Tusk, House of Jack, and then this.
Yeah,
And then we did unedited.
unedited footage. Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it was done well, and I think the punk shirts weren't a prop. I can definitely see Anton
oh
listening to Minor Threat.
yeah, right.
I can picture Aaliyah listening to Dead Kennedys kind of thing. Like, it seemed appropriate. It wasn't like, hey, can we put a Black Flag shirt on you and rip it up a little bit?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously it was costumed a little bit to where shirts were ripped to show age, etc. But I mean,
of course.
I feel like those bands kind of fit each personality, let alone each actor themselves.
But this kind of leads all into
A neo-Nazi fuckfest? Yeah.
yeah. To me, the one that steals the movie is Patrick Stewart. I think Patrick Stewart plays this character like to a T.
No, he plays it to a T, but I do not think he steals the show. Anton, he's definitely egged on, and he's the main character. He's kind of like, he reminds me of like Elijah Wood over the Garden Wall, playing
does.
like Wirt.
Yes.
Like he's obviously the main character, but he's super timid in the beginning,
Yeah.
and like, but he's obviously like withstood.
I get those vibes as well.
Go watch Over the Garden Wall. Great
It's-
animated
it's-
series. Short, I think it's like 6 episodes.
We may have to review that.
We're going to,
I wouldn't
for
mind.
sure. I think we're going to do it kind of coming up, because I want to watch it. I always watch it around like fall, wintry.
Yeah, because it
So,
kind of has a Halloween
It is.
vibe
It's-
to it.
The leaves are orange and all that. Before we go into that, it's great.
Yeah.
But he reminds me of Elijah Wood's character in that work,
He does.
as far as like the background main character.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of forced to come up front.
That's a good archetype for
So
him.
Anton,
Yeah.
definitely steals the show, but Patrick Stewart is phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
I mean, he's always phenomenal.
especially because like going into this the first time, I knew Maybe was in it, but I didn't know Patrick Stewart was in it.
I mean, he seems like one. movies and one of those people where it's like he just gets his name thrown in shit,
Yeah.
so you can't tell if he's if
Take
he
it
really
seriously?
matters.
Yeah.
I don't want to say takes it seriously, but does he really matter in the plot, or is he just like you're playing someone's dad and you're gone because
Yeah.
you're not a character? They're just going off to college.
Yeah, and see, like, I don't know his filmography enough, but what I do know him from, it's like, oh, cool, look, he's in it. And he does pretty well, like, from X-Men and shit like that over the years.
He's great in X-Men. He's there's this shitty movie, I don't know the name. I'll have to find it sometime and like post it, a clip to it, but it's like a space psychic vampire
Oh, wow.
is taking over people, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But Patrick Stewart's in it.
Nice.
And it seems so shitty, but it's done kind of well.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of good. It's kind of fucking good.
I'm with it.
So if anyone knows that movie, shout out.
Yeah.
Or if you don't, follow us on Instagram, Neighborzilla,
Yeah.
and I'll post a clip there or something eventually.
Fucking A.
It's great, but he's always good. It's weird to see him with hair
Yeah.
because I've kind of gone back and like, or you see him in theater where he has to wear a wig or something. It looks weird. He's one of those people. It's like seeing Steve Martin with brown hair.
Uh-huh.
It's just I've never seen
Yeah,
it.
it's not right when you do see it.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this?
You've literally had you've either been bald and or white hair since like the '60s. Like
Literally.
what the fuck? So it's a shock to see him, but he's great in this film.
Yeah.
He doesn't have hair, but it's just a funny fact.
No, yeah.
But yeah, he plays the
Head Nazi.
king shit of fuck mountain.
Yeah.
As far as Nazis in this, like
Super Nazi country camp club guy.
I'd say higher.
Yeah.
He seems low on the totem as far as like
Grand scheme of
Outworld.
things. Yeah.
but
But
he
no, he
seems to have
definitely-
this like tri-county.
Yeah, he runs this little
Yeah.
3 or 4 country area.
Yeah, he made him like own like half the state as far as like
Land.
white supremacists
Yeah.
and like power and land and influence.
Definitely. I
He's
get
not
those
brought in
vibes.
right away, which is cool.
No, it's cool, and it's a cool little unveil. Like, they show his
He's,
boots first and
But
shit
I like he's
that.
not the fixer.
No,
'Cause
yeah,
that's
he's...
kind of what you think. He's like, oh, they're calling him the boss, but then he's just like, no, he's just a tactician.
Yeah. No,
He's not getting his hands dirty,
he's equally pissed. Like, he's mad at you guys because you can't figure it out.
right? So run us through the plot real blip.
Okay. So it's, like we were mentioning earlier, it's a DIY punk band of, 4 or 5?
Let's give them sport.
Teens, yeah. But, they're just trying to make it, playing gig to gig. They're living out of the van or whatever. They get booked for a gig, and there is no gig or whatever. Is that how we get here? Because
The
the
gig
dude-
fell. I don't want to say the gig fell through. Something happened.
yeah, exactly.
And he puts him at like a laundromat or Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, we're supposed to be this, like, up-and-coming punk band, and you got us playing at fucking El Tortillos. Like, what the fuck is this? But,
Sponsored by El Tortillos.
yeah, I don't even know where that is. And if
Get the
that's a real
chimichangas.
thing. If not, trademark on the way.
That's gonna be a Breaking Bad El Polo knockoff.
100%. 100%. But, no, that leads to the setup to get them out to this camp. Because you're asking yourself, how do these kids randomly find themselves at this Nazi camp? Well,
Yeah, he sets him up with like a third show or
Yeah,
maybe a
'cause-
second show.
because
I
what, his
forget.
cousin's there or something? He's got a cousin that's from there or some shit. He's like, oh, it's cool, man. Just go out back, ask for Randy or whatever the fuck.
Yes,
and,
his Nazi B plot cousin
yeah,
redemption arc.
which, like, we can go ahead and address it now. This kid is kind of a dick, and he's kind
I
of
like
the reason
that it's
for the whole movie.
ambiguous. That
Yeah.
the Mohawk kid is benevolent, maybe to it, and it just seems like bad fate. But at
Yeah.
the same point in time, how do you not fucking mention your cousin is like
Super Nazi.
junior bodyguard to Patrick Stewart Nazi?
Right. Like, it seems like a pressing enough issue that you would bring it up.
Yeah, like you
Especially
mentioned,
with, like, a slightly Jewish-looking girl in the band.
dude.
Let's be real.
Shout
Like,
out Aaliyah, she's more than slightly Jew. I called her Jewy earlier. It's fine. I'm taking all the heat this episode.
Yeah.
But she definitely is 100% like, I don't want to say stereotype, but like when you picture this generation, like
yeah.
subtle Jewish looks and like obvious New York accent
Oh,
and
yeah.
like
Bronx. Straight out of the
Yeah.
Bronx. Like, when you visualize Bronx, New York.
yeah, like she doesn't quite have a Bronx accent, but like she has that like she's cleanly spoken, like she's trying
Yeah.
to speak monotonely,
Right.
like she's trying not to say or they.
Yeah.
This is all a joke, obviously, but yeah, you would think you mention you're
So
going to a
please,
fucking
something.
Nazi bar.
I would bring it up.
Because it's not even like, hey, they're doing Nazi night at, One-Eyed Jack's.
Even if it's that. Hey, look, I can book you on Wednesday, but Wednesday, I'm just letting you know, is Nazi night. So
Right.
I just feel like you should know this. Maybe don't play fuck the Nazis.
Yeah, no, this is a straight up fucking, like, Nazi-owned bar. Nazi-owned the past 30 miles they've been driving. Getting there, like...
Because it's like a red state compound. Like, it's off
Yeah.
the road. It's, like, in the woods. It's its own little self-contained unit of 5 or 6 large buildings. And, like, a house or so, and, like, a junkyard even, like...
The whole crew
it's
gets
kinda-
their gas from their tanker that's, like, a
Everyone
2,000
that's
gallon
there
tanker.
works there.
Yes.
Type of situation. Like, this isn't, like, an outsider's welcome, like, oh, hello, fellow Nazi. Like, no, this is our Nazis. Like,
We're very possessive
yes,
here,
yeah.
obviously. Are you white and don't touch my stuff?
But that's how they end up here, because this bar needs a band or whatever.
I wouldn't even say they need a band. It's one of those things where it's like he says they need a band, and the venue says they have an opening. But is this all just a trap?
I mean, it could be.
Because they had clearly planned on killing someone
Somebody.
from Fleischwolf beforehand.
Yeah.
So again, nothing is spur of the moment. It feels spur of the moment, but I don't think anything is. I feel like this is all set up, but they don't mention it.
Exactly. So I wonder if they're doing that to leave the door open to just kind of interpretation, or is
For
that
Blue Room, the movie?
Yeah, or is that just like a, or is that just like a huge plot hole that early A24 movies?
I wouldn't even say it's a plot hole. Again,
Yeah.
it's just it doesn't matter at that point.
It doesn't. No.
So there's no point in addressing it. They already have a B plot. There's no point in addressing it.
Yeah.
But
I guess so.
It just there's weird hinky things here and there.
Because
that
fuck
if you
that
think
Mohawk
about,
kid.
I mean, obviously, but
Yeah. Because fuck that Mohawk kid. Let's be real.
yeah, you don't get to vacuum your house at the end of a movie, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they get there. They obviously know it's a Nazi. I mean, there's no hiding it.
No.
Everyone's wearing a bomber jacket. Every woman has the same haircut, or bald. Everyone's wearing boots with certain assigned laces. Everyone has braces on their pants, so in coordinating colors. Like, there's no hiding it.
Oh, no, yeah. This is...
So they instantly agree. And the flyer is not right. Well, the flyer's right. The Q.
Yeah.
At the top is not.
Yeah, the Q
the
at the
marquee.
bar,
the
yeah.
marquee. They call them the aren't rights, and they're the ain't rights.
They ain't right. Yeah.
And they make a joke about that, and like, are we fucking doing this? And before they get a chance, everything's already loaded in, and they're
Yeah.
shuffled back to the
The green room.
green room.
Yeah.
I was like, do I call it the green room? Because
It's
the green room.
It's a room with a couch.
We're here.
It's as much of a green room as these little fucks are going to sleep.
Yeah. And we're not skipping over anything. The plot is like the first 15 minutes is just the
The failed Mexican gig, the oh, I'm sorry.
and then
hold
driving,
up,
they
you guys.
siphon gas and
Yeah, no,
But
don't
here.
leave. I got you guys another gig. That whole shit. And, because I guess the dude's trying to be like a up and coming manager or whatever, artist manager. Good for him. He fucking sucks at his job.
the worst.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
But there's another band there, Cowcatcher?
Yes, Cowcatcher, which is the thing on the front of the train.
Yeah,
Dope name.
that is.
So's Fleischwolf. But so's Ain't Rights.
Ain't right?
They're all good. I mean, they're all fucking spot on. That's the other thing is the names are spot. Like the world they created. I don't know. I didn't look into it. I don't
Yeah.
care because as far as I knew, the music I heard was cool, but I'm not Shazamming it kind of vibe. Like, so I didn't look up Cowcatcher's a real band. I didn't look up if Fleischwolf's a real band.
No,
I don't care.
I don't care. No.
I know Ain't Rights aren't a real band, so that's why I went.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
But the music is good. The soundscape and all that. I mean, they kind of have these environmental tones.
Yeah.
Like they later used the mic feedback to fend off the dogs and stuff like that. And,
That was
like,
cool.
So it's cool. You have like moments like that where like certain things in the background are cut or added.
Yeah.
It's good.
Using your environment, I always love that in a movie.
And the songs are good. I think Slayer's used once or twice. Maybe I think Slayer's playing in the hall when because Patrick Stewart's catchline through the whole fucking movie is the fire marshal. The
Yeah.
fire marshal would have a fit if he saw this hall. get this shit out of the hall.
Yeah.
It's so good. He doesn't want to dispose of the evidence, like they do, obviously, but it's just like, you get this body out of the hall, if the fire marshal comes, they already know the generator's turned off. Like, oh, it's good.
Yeah, it was weird that he chose to fixate on that.
I love stuff like that, where it seems shticky and hokey, but it's a quirk, and it works.
But the gig goes off without a hitch, right? Everybody gets to play or whatever, and then...
Yeah, the gig goes off down a hitch until they play Nazi Punk's Fuck Off.
Yeah.
And they get kicked off the stage early, and then they witness a murder.
Yeah,
because
they're trying to get out of there, and they go back for the cell phone. Somebody's phone. Somebody left the phone, and somebody goes back, and they're all just like standing over the body. They walk in on the other band standing over the body
with a knife in the head.
Yeah, it's like
it's a knife to the head.
Oh fuck yeah! Like right between the eyes.
He has to pull it hard and like da da da. I don't want to graze over the audacity to fucking play Nazi Punk's Fuck Off in again, not a secret Nazi bar. I mean, it's cool, but like, you're in a room full of you could get stabbed or shot
in a place you don't know. Yeah, I don't think they would have done that.
I wouldn't have the balls to fucking scream Nazi Punk's Fuck Off for the whole 2 minutes like Tiger did.
No.
So the audacity is great. It's so fucking good, man. And yes, they're shuffled back instantly and witness the murder.
Fuck out of here. Yeah.
And because like their stuff's already out of the green room, obviously they're like, no, you're putting your guitar in the case in the hallway.
Yeah.
Hence their stuff being in the hall. Someone comes back for their cell phone. Imogen is there. She's kind of a third. Her friend was kind of like a middle.
Yeah.
She knew the guitarist that got killed, or she was friends with the guitarist or singer that did the killing, and like,
yeah,
but Imogen ends up kind of being an innocent bystander. I don't know, innocent. You're a fucking Nazi.
Yeah, exactly.
You've at least done something.
You've been partying with the Nazis.
Innocent in this one particular crime. She's innocent.
Right.
And plays off. But yeah, it's fantastic. The instant shock, because you're already adrenaline pumping because they just played Nazi Punk's Fuck Off. You need to get the fuck out of here in 10 seconds or less. And now you just see a knife through someone's head. And like you feel that shock when everyone kind of like stumbles in. Like Tiger comes in first, and then Anton's character, and then it's just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Because no one lets him go back there by himself. Like, no, you're not getting your cell phone by yourself. Like, we're all going, or we're all staying. Like,
yeah.
So they all kind of like Three Stooges, like pile in the room and witness his murder. Like, oh fuck,
boom,
fuck.
Yeah, they each bump into each other.
Yeah, like, why'd you hit me? Oh shit. And
now
like,
we're all fucking witnesses.
Then no one can leave until the situation's handled, quote unquote. Then the second the body's disposed of and we get your stuff packed up, we'll get you out of here. Don't fucking mention anything, kind of thing.
Yeah, because that's when they call Patrick Stewart, but we don't know it's Patrick Stewart yet. The dude's on the phone, he's like, fuck, I gotta call the boss, type situation. And yeah, they're just trying to handle the now that these people know, what do we do? They need orders from the higher-ups at this point. And, who's the guy, what's his name, Worm? Worm is the one that does the stabbing? He's like standing there?
The bigger guy?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He does it, yeah.
I've seen him a couple times. I don't know his name,
but he's
good.
Also got a gun, right?
Yes, he has a gun. And
he's got a gun,
he mentions the cartridges and shells. He's like,
yeah,
I will fucking put this cartridge through your head or something like that. And he was like, the cartridge doesn't go through your fucking head.
Yeah.
The fucking bullet goes in your fucking blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
The gun only holds 5 cartridges because the fucking shells are so fucking big. It's great.
It's a whole thing.
But yeah, after they're kind of like told once or twice what's going on, Patrick Stewart gets there.
Yes.
It's a Matt Reeves scene. From the boots up is Patrick Stewart's introduction.
Yeah.
You know it's him because his name's on the flyer and he hasn't been in the movie yet.
Right.
But it's still, it's a good shot.
It's a good unveil.
It's good to treat a mainstay actor like you don't know who they are still.
Especially in a movie full of, I mean, sorry everybody else, but random nobodies.
If your biggest fucking get is Arrested Development character, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's not a high budget film.
Mm-mm.
you didn't even make your money back. We're not shitting on you. We're praising this movie, but
No, great movie.
you know your place.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart is a big get.
Yeah, this isn't Bullet Trainer, anything like that.
Oh shit, yeah, no, it's definitely not. Wait, this feels like a superstar indie movie.
It is. It's Fight Club. It's that same vibe.
Right.
I mean, it's not the same like plot or anything, but as far as like the same underground shouldn't be as good as it is kind of thing, it's Fight Club. It's so gritty, it's so grounded, but it's not where you're just making something gritty and grounded to do that. Everything has a purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not just making Nazi characters because it's cool to have a Nazi character to have them get killed.
Exactly.
It's all sequential to the plot.
And at this point, there's now a firing line that is the door of the green room. The band is on one side with the guy that they've managed to wrestle the gun and box cutter.
I don't know.
Away from?
Yes, because
And then-
they're like, we'll give him his gun back.
Yeah, and
they're
the rest of
negotiating.
the Nazis are on the other side of the door. So there's clearly, that's the divide. They're like, no, y'all are doing fucking shit, and we're just trying to fucking leave. That's
Yeah,
the
they do
standoff at
that
this
clean,
point.
like, through the wall, door shot scanning, like,
Yeah.
to know that barrier. There's always that barrier for the first, 20 minutes this,
And they
Escalation.
negotiate, like you were saying, the gun. They negotiate the gun. They're like, well, give us the gun.
you keep the shells, you keep the
he's
something, and
"Yeah,
he's
I
like,
want
they're
the fucking-
cartridges.
Yeah, I want the fucking bullets.
Yeah. So they keep, they're like, okay, that works, blah, blah, blah.
This is where they chop old boy's arm up, though, isn't it?
They tuna can the motherfucker.
He
tuna
sticks
can.
his hand out the door to exchange the...
I have never seen
or
someone
get the phone, or give him the gun.
give him the gun.
Give him the gun. And they just fucking go nuts like prison shank.
Machetes.
Yes.
There's no shanks. It's
Hack his
machetes.
fucking arms up.
I grew up in early internet. So did you. I've seen my gore.
Right.
You've seen those pictures you're not supposed to, like
Yeah.
a shark attack. I mean, to see someone's fucking arm spiral cut like that, where it's just chunks, but nothing's missing. It's just it's unraveled. Jesus,
It was
fucking Christ.
It was gruesome.
And to see, I mean, it's sad, irregardless if someone dies, let alone dies young. But Anton, to see his talent in this movie,
That sucked.
Wow.
Yeah.
You felt for him. It was like when Macaulay Culkin gets stung by the bees and someone, he can't
Oh,
see
God.
with his glasses.
You can't see what his glasses.
I mean, his crying and screaming, it's real.
Oh, yeah.
I
no,
mean,
that was...
it's not real, obviously, but yeah, his panic and begging time, because he's the weakest link.
He is.
They have him put his arm out there because it's the smallest. Like, we'll pull you.
We'll pull you right back.
Yeah, it's not like we have someone else and
Right.
they're a bigger person. We need the stronger person to back the pull. So it's like
It's pretty fucked.
to know this is quote unquote his time to shine, and he fucks it up in his mind,
Yeah.
and it's just that man,
Poor little dude.
it's insane because they make a comment beforehand. Stewart's like, "There's no witnesses. We're cleaning up right fucking now." So he tells him, "Blades only, no guns." And so that they're not getting out of there, and Anton's the first victim.
Yeah.
But yeah, to see it and deal with it is insane. And they fucking pull him back, and they show that it's
like I said, gruesome is really the word that comes
it's like
to mind.
slow cooked pork and a pair of scissors. It's falling off the bone. It's the gore and prosthetics and makeup in this film.
Oh yeah.
Wow, it's bar none.
Absolutely.
It reminds me, the best thing I compare it to is Saw 1, where the Jigsaw finally gets up at the end, like half his brains have to be blown out, laying on the ground for 9 hours. And it's that level of makeup. It's just like, wow.
It is.
There's no digital. There's no. It's. You need to have a floppy piece of meat on your arm that looks like it got chopped with a machete. I'm sorry, and they duct tape it.
Yep.
And they duct tape it. That's the hat on a hat right there.
And also, while all this is happening, I guess a little before, really, they give the other band poisoned heroin.
It is poison.
It is.
I thought he just fucking OD'd.
No, he gives them. It says here it was laced. I'm looking at it now because as far as the timeline goes, it's kind of.
Do they mention it?
Yeah, they do.
I guess it's a subtle. I guess they do
The
it
guy
in
from-
code,
Yeah, the guy
where he's
from
like,
Cow
give them,
Catcher.
pay them, or give them the stuff.
Yeah, I'm
And
not
that's
sure.
code for. But I didn't know it was laced. I thought he just OD'd, and it was like, I thought it was a karma thing,
Yeah,
because at the end it has like that nice, beautiful pan too, with like the recourse of this whole unraveling, and he's dead in a car overdosed or in a hotel overdosed. I thought it was laced.
yeah.
That's awesome.
And now at this point, we're at the the obvious where they know that they're gonna kill them. They're just waiting until nightfall to do it.
Yep.
So they're just keeping them in this room at this point. They know where they are. They're not a threat or anything. They've already souffled old boy's arm.
Man, had they box cuttered his? Or had they killed their prisoner? Yeah, they killed him because of his arm.
Yeah, because he tries to break
Retaliation.
out through this whole thing, and then one of the girls slices his stomach
To prove
wide
he's
open.
killed
Yeah.
because they choke him out.
Yep,
And again, a fantastic gore scene.
it is.
My fucking god! It's one of those things like when you see it and you feel it happening to yourself, you're like, when you see someone get kicked in the knee and you're like, ooh, you feel that? Man, to see a box cutter just slowly go up someone's fucking stomach and just that little peel, that little bouquet of your organs, just bloop, bloop.
It's like, oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
it's fucking fantastic.
And then at this point, the band now realizes that this is just
Well,
super
because they've
fucked.
killed a man and his arms,
Yeah, there's no going back.
they're down one arm.
There's no going back at this point. So they start
They
tearing
start
up the
looking for
floorboards.
weapons and getting out, kind of thing, and they find. They have not found.
The drug lab
They have-
underneath. No, this is where they find it because they tear up the boards, and it's like, oh
They
shit.
see light.
Yeah, they're like, uh-oh, we've just stumbled onto a much larger problem. Now, there's no going home. Like, there's no way back from here.
And now the power gets cut.
Yeah, they do cut power.
Because at first it was just an overblow generator. And then they used a cigarette. No, they used a cigarette before. I forgot to mention that cool little scene where they're like, to keep an eye on their hostage.
Yeah.
They put a cigarette in his mouth and like, if the cigarette moves, you fucking shoot. Good scene. Good little intense.
And this all kind of leads to another great scene that we mentioned earlier with the feedback with the dogs, because
Oh yeah, they're about to.
yeah, once they arm
machetes didn't work.
themselves, yeah, they try to
just
fight
machetes.
their way out, and then the dude's like, all right, well, we got attack dogs, and kills Tiger. Tiger dies here,
Tiger
right?
catches a dog to the fucking throat.
Dog to the fucking throat.
And again, the effects. I'm gonna say it for every kill.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
effects are just it's
Some of them-
astounding.
for some
House that Jack built.
literally, like, the kills are that level, but disguised in a way that it's not so blatant. Like, House that Jack built is very, like, in your face.
Well, I guess the best comparison for Jack is the Jack to the face.
The
Of
Jack
Uma.
to the face,
It's
yes.
just the appropriate amount of damage. It's not anything overblown. It's like the roadkill. It's just the face and first top of the fucking skull are gone because it's been grinding against the road for 10 miles.
Exactly.
We're not just doing a sanded off face for fun. It's realistic.
Exactly.
So yes, Tiger is now dead, and someone sneaks out the window,
Yes.
and they get a
Reese-
shot.
Reese
Did they find a
escapes through the
shotgun
window.
as well? Where's the shotgun? They find a shotgun behind the bar. Imogen knew
Yes.
of the shotgun,
Yeah, that's what it is.
because they're
because
still
they're all in
arming
the
up.
bar, yeah.
And then we can't fuck with dogs. Yeah, I believe it's Tiger saves the Aaliyah's character, or no, Reese saves Aaliyah's character with the feedback.
Yeah.
And then the dogs are escaped off because they can't. They're hearing sensitive. And dogs are now no use, and now Pastor Stewart's fucking done.
Yeah.
We're
Now
we're
he's
using
there. And
Guns.
he sends the guy Darcy. I can't remember who Darcy was exactly, but he's like one of their.
He's the guy that made the
right-hand
call.
man. Yeah.
He's the one that they called first.
Yeah.
He was at the venue when the shit went wrong.
So now he's had enough. He's like, get your ass in there and go kill everybody. I'm tired of waiting. What are we doing? Type
Yeah.
situation. And that leads to what else?
Someone getting a shotgun to the fucking
Yeah, this
face.
is when they get the shotgun.
Yeah, because the first person, I think Darcy catches the shotgun to the face and they use
Yeah.
a fire extinguisher or
Because
something like
Sam ends up. I was looking for the name. Sam is the one that ends up with the shotgun.
that. Okay.
Sam ends up with the shotgun and he shoots a dog.
Yes.
Shoots a dog.
Yes, he kills the main mother or something like that of
Yeah.
the dogs, and so that with the feedback kind of like fuck with the attack dogs.
ran the dogs off.
Yeah, and then they're going with guns, and now they're triple sure no one's getting out.
Yeah.
And like we said, in between this attack dog and like the last arming up and Met Pack Stewart saying "fuck it, guns."
Yep.
Yeah, Reese sneaks out the window and gets stabbed
Yeah.
mercilessly.
And it all kind of comes together while he puts together the cover up for the whole thing. Like, well, y'all two are going to stab each other. We're going to call
Well,
the
because of
police.
B-plot boy,
Yeah,
because they find the bat
exactly.
in his car. That's evidence of the 4th of July.
Something like that, yeah.
You ever heard of 4th of July barbecue, or that you were just handing out flyers? It's some stupid shit. Some unmentioned / mentioned neo-Nazi hate crime.
Of course.
They're
Always.
fucking douchebags.
You know.
But yeah, he's turning on, like, he's going to turn state's evidence or something like that with
Yeah.
his girlfriend. And that's why she's killed, as long as... Yeah. I'm not mentioning it because I don't fucking care. It has nothing to do with the plot, either. The plot is the Nazi Patrick Stewart and the band surviving. I mean, he's literally the B-plot, and he doesn't make it out.
Exactly.
And it's just these 2 people left, or 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'm trying
And
to
they
find
make out to
anything.
the front door, and they're just a hail of bullets.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
super hail of bullets.
Who, I think it's Sam that dies now, and then it's just Imogen.
Yep.
Or no,
Which-
maybe dies. Maybe he's the one that gets shot in the hail of bullets, because then it's just Anton and then Imogen's character.
Yep. Yeah,
And as far as Patrick Stewart's concerned, he's left.
Pat and Amber.
It's
are the
cleaned up.
two.
Yeah, it's cleaned up. So Patrick Stewart's gone to his commune, his part of the commune, his house.
Yeah.
Darcy's kind of quote unquote handling it, and that goes wrong, obviously. They're disposing of their van, and they sneak up on them and get rid of them. And it's done well. I like their little camo paintball through the woods kind of moment.
That's what it felt like.
And they let Darcy live, correct?
Yes.
Or
No.
does Darcy die?
He dies.
Because I know they have their confrontation in the woods when
Yep.
they're sneaking off, trying to just get out.
Yeah, because
Okay, I thought he died.
pulls his gun and he gets shot.
Okay, I thought so. And they had to catch them, and they overhear their plan. Is that the band attacked them, or we don't know the band.
Yeah.
The van is just on fire. We don't fucking know. We're gonna call it in.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter because
It doesn't.
It's obvious in golf, and it's a stupid plan.
Yeah, because it ends with them sitting on the edge of the road or whatever.
Well, first they cap Patrick Stewart after they overhear the plan and
Yeah.
kill the people about to burn the van. And then they walk up to Patrick Stewart. And he's anticlimactic. He just, like, walks off. He's, like, goes to get his gun or something like that. And they just pop him in the head and have
exactly.
these funny little squirt gun blood. Like this of blood. It's
Yeah.
good.
And then, like, the dog comes up and they think the dog's going to attack and the dog just lays next to him.
Yeah. And they don't kill the dog. And it's kind of that moment. And I get it. It's supposed to be symbolic. It's no matter how badly raised the dog
Yeah.
was, and like don't judge it. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It's a good ending though.
It is.
I do enjoy the symbolism of it.
I do too.
Whether
and
it fits and I understand it or I don't understand it, it's whatever. It's a great film, and
I
I,
like
don't hate
that-
the ending.
I like that it went against the grain in that in a movie with a group, a core group,
Mhm.
they started killing them pretty early.
Yeah.
And they whittled it down to the last 2. And
Well,
a lot-
last one, the other one's not part of the band.
right. But to
Keep
see
it grouping.
to see that usually the main character, Scooby Doo, the group's gonna live. But it's like, nope, not all you. You all get to die.
Yeah, and like I said, it's kind of obvious that Anton's gonna live, but I don't hate it. Again, like I kind of wanted him to live. I like Tiger. It sucks
Yeah,
that
exactly.
he got a dog to the throat, but I also liked Reese. But I also liked Leah's character.
I like them all.
So like, I didn't feel cheaped out
No, not
that
at
he
all.
lived and everyone else died. But I would have been just as happy if
And it felt like with
Any one of
each
them
death,
lived.
like the group definitely got weaker.
yes.
Like everyone pulled their own weight, kind of.
I mean, you're left with tuna can arm.
really? Yeah.
I
no
mean,
shit.
what the fuck? Really? I don't think I'd be much use with the tuna can arm that's duct taped.
Absolutely not. And that's That's really that's the plot.
Yeah, I mean that's the end. What has that nice clean wrap up when they don't kill the dog? The camera kind of pans to them.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And it pans to the overdosed
murderer.
It pans to the bodies at the compound/bar. Then it pans to the dipshit fucking third party cousin who's vacuuming his house. And it ends there. It's good. It's fucking really good. I can't overstate it enough.
Yeah, I was super surprised by this movie. I believe you showed it to me.
I wasn't. Yeah, I don't want
ago.
to say I was surprised, but it's weird to explain. You wanted it to be good. You weren't expecting it to be bad. You didn't hope it was bad, but to be as good as it is. I mean, it's like watching Fight Club for the first time if you haven't seen it. It's literally that comparison. A low-budget thriller it doesn't have as many, like, weird twists and turns and as many characters, but, I mean, as far as a grounded, realistic thrill ride that kind of takes you in this not quite real, but real situation and just an ordained...
Very believable.
Yes.
Like, premise and scenario. You know, like, we talk about suspending belief all the time when it comes to certain movies, and, like, this isn't one that you have to do that too much with. It's very practical. The entire situation could happen to any local dipshit band in some backwood fucking part of the country.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if they would have just put based on a true story at the end, it technically, I mean,
I would have bought it.
You're gonna... Well, I mean, just think about the world we live in. There's never been one single punk band that's been ambushed at a Nazi bar.
Right.
Ever.
It seems very...
I mean, just because there's no names that we know of, it doesn't mean that it hasn't happened.
Oh, absolutely.
So I feel like it is the closest thing to a true story that's unsolved or no one's heard of kind of thing. I mean, you hear about these weird fucking shit all the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's probably happened. Maybe in the 70s, maybe in the 30s, you know, it could have happened. Even if it happened in, like, Germany.
Exactly.
Like, World War I/end of one. He could have... A fucking saxophone band could have walked into a fucking workers' party bar without knowing, played a anti-worker party song without fucking knowing, and gotten stabbed out back. I mean, so it's happened.
Yeah.
Just because this isn't based on a quote-unquote exact story. And maybe the events probably didn't happen in that order, you know, if someone's... But it's real. The shit happens.
100%.
You don't have to suspend any disbelief in the whole thing.
Exactly.
I mean, it's what happens when you get ambushed by 1,000,000 to 1 odds. I mean, you try to sneak out the window, odds are there's probably 2 or 3 guys standing out the window with knives, just prison you real fast.
No shit.
Oh, we forgot to mention little fucking Nazi douchebags in the beginning, the youngins, to ward the cops off.
Yeah.
You gotta stab me, bro.
Yeah.
For the brotherhood.
It's hilarious.
Hands on the knife, he's like, don't worry. It's under 4 inches. It's only a misdemeanor. Oh, it's so fucking stupid. But that's the shit they do.
It is.
A lesser crime to cover up a bigger crime?
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, they're going to promise these little fucking faggots when they get out of prison a different color shoelace and a little bit, quote-unquote, more respect, but not really.
No.
Because they're still a fucking new douchebag that hasn't been here for 30 years. I mean, it's what happens. It's how they work these fucking idiots.
It is.
But yeah, as far as suspending, it's good. We did a good branch of A24s.
I think
we did Tusk, which just super fucking suspend. Jack, which is, I mean, you still have to super suspend, but, I mean, weird serial killers exist.
And we brought it back down to earth with this.
To just like the finale of Gore.
Yeah.
Like, it's less bodies, but it's just as impactful.
It's a lot more well shot. Like this is...
camera
work
shot.
in this movie.
It's better than Tusk.
Oh, God, yes.
Man, I did not fucking know coming into this I'd hate Tusk at the end of like the review, but man, it really stuck with me, that budget thing.
I think it's not meant to be good.
But that GoFundMe distaste still.
Yes, that sucks.
It's like a month later and it's still in my tongue. I'm like, ugh.
I agree. That sucks.
When I see Kevin Smith now, I'm just like, man, you take money from people.
Yeah, like, fuck you, Kevin Smith. I watched Jersey Girl recently. Flawless.
It's still good. I know, I did too. Good. We didn't watch it together. We both would just like, I feel like watching it. Oh, shit.
But, where would you rank Green Room? What's your ranking?
On what we reviewed in general, in A24, in that genre, where? or just in general, I'd
Yeah,
give it like I'd give it an 8 or 9.
About 8 or 9.
Probably an 8.3.
I'm with that. I feel like if they had a bigger budget, they would have done a lot more,
Mhm.
and that could have took away from it. Almost the size of the movie is the charm of the movie. It's not bigger than it needs to be.
What is the runtime? Isn't it? It feels shortish, but it's also kind of long. But there's no dead parts.
Pull that up.
It's not like
95 minutes.
That's what I thought about it.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a
Little
good
over
clean
an
hour and a half.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Because
it's
there's no filler.
no. It's concise to the point. Even the whole intro, like
Yeah, first
they're,
10, 8
they're
minutes.
at the compound in 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Like start of film to let's get this shit started. Like they're on stage in 25 minutes.
And I do
Pretty much.
like the tone shift, though. I mean, it sucks that the genre is a horror thriller. I kind of wish the movie was longer because, like, it really does feel like a nice kind of coming of age in the beginning.
It does.
It is.
yeah.
It's like a warm, fuzzy.
We could have got a lot more character building if the movie would have been a little bit longer. That's kind of why we
I'd give it
didn't
an
touch
8.5-ish.
on a lot of like the dialogue per
There's
se.
nothing.
Because there's
There's
not
a
a lot
couple
of
lines.
memorable dialogue.
Someone farts. Oh, beans. Someone likes the flyer. Someone
Yeah.
needs it's shit.
yeah.
No, it's not shit, but it's random shit
It's
to just
throwaway
get you
throwaway
here.
talk. Yeah.
So yeah, it was almost probably 10 minutes more, maybe 15, a little bit more beginning.
Yeah.
I kind of would have enjoyed it more. I wanted just a little bit more of that, like, early morning fucking van driving, the switch over,
Yeah.
just because you're already doing that nostalgia bait to people who understand.
Exactly. Might as well do it.
Yeah.
All the way. I agree. Because once this movie starts rolling, it's rolling.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's
there's
buckle
nowhere
up.
to add
Exactly.
in there, like as far as it goes. But
It's the only reason I don't get like a clean 9.
No,
because
yeah.
like I just want a little bit more fuzzies in the beginning because it does feel warm and fuzzy. They're stealing gas at a rolling
Yeah.
rink. They're like going to the phone book because they have to find a 24-hour place.
yeah,
So there's at least a couple cars, but it also has to be busy, but also not busy. It's good. The bike ride thing, that could have been a couple more minutes because like they have a funny scene where it's just like them going one way and the camera's just staying there.
yeah,
Blaze off, blah, 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 that other scene. Then they put the camera exactly back, and they're going back the other direction on their bike, and you hear that rickink, 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 rickink,
it's
rickink.
hilarious.
So, I mean, but Patrick Stewart's amazing.
Oh yes.
Every character's good / good enough.
Cast is good. I don't hate anybody per se. Everyone pulled their weight. I feel like it was what it was.
I liked that I didn't. I mean, you obviously don't fucking like Nazis unless you're predisposed to liking Nazis. But I didn't make them bad.
No, it wasn't like a bad guy Nazi. Yeah, it was just
like it wasn't like every character was a rotten piece of shit and everyone was dropping the N-word and like it was just like a racist white commune.
It felt very natural in that aspect.
Yeah, it felt real.
because
It felt very fucking real.
Like, dude, I'm just here because I live with my cousin and my cousin does this shit. And like, there's no one for another 35 miles. Like, what do you want me to do?
Right.
Like, I'm just here to get a beer or something like after work.
Yeah, it was just like I said. It wasn't like they threw up like "Death to Smoochie," the Nazi banners in the background of the bar just to throw them in.
No.
They didn't have dudes wearing the historically realistic Nazi uniforms just to do it. It was like no,
Yeah.
they dressed like what Nazis and skinheads dressed like. It's bomber jackets and thin acid wash denim or
Yeah.
just denim and then boots. But it didn't feel like costume.
No, it felt very natural.
You saw it when you see at the shows. Like at least 10 of these people went to the last Slayer show I saw in New Orleans. You know what I
Right,
mean?
at
Like
least.
there's just those weird fucking dudes show up to metal concerts and like they have to be Nazis.
I agree.
So of course they have their own venues that they go to for their Nazi shit.
Yeah.
So it was just a whole bar of like those weird fucking dudes you see at metal shows. It's so fucking good. Like the one fucking dude who's like unironically wearing a Burzum shirt. Like
And for some reason, 3/4 of them are always welders. So there's always like a metal shop, and they're always like building things. I don't know
because
why.
they're doing illegal shit.
Yeah. So I guess you need tools to do illegal things.
Weld these shotguns to the swastika.
Yeah. We're gonna spin it and shoot people.
But at this movie, when we rewatched it and all that shit, it really made me want to do the Mayhem movie. that black metal thing with
Oh yeah.
Val Kilmer's kid.
Yeah, isn't that
It's Mayhem or Lords of Darkness or something like that.
yeah, it's like Lords of Metal or something. I think.
It's good. It's good. I've seen it before.
That's Macaulay Culkin's brother, isn't it?
Yes, it's Kieran Culkin and Val Kilmer's kid.
I could do it.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I watched. I think I watched a little bit of it
It's
with
fucking
you.
dope. It glances over shit, obviously, but I mean, like,
It's not
I didn't
100%
hate it.
accurate, but no, it's,
I didn't hate it.
No,
It didn't
good.
feel like a Big Mac. It felt like people cared.
somebody tried. Well, you have to give a fuck a little bit if
Yeah.
you're making a movie about that.
The
anyway.
casting wasn't bad. I liked that it was goofy at times. It felt like this. It had that same vibe as far as like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I agree.
But it was like, no, we gotta wear leather pants because like, ugh, it's the
For
black
the
metal
scene,
look.
bro. Yeah.
Yes, it was cool. Like, it reminded me of that, and it made me want to do that. So I think I want to do that soon
I'm with it. It's a good movie.
because it's not quite horror.
No, it's more like a documentary, honestly.
Yeah,
Following the band and the newspaper associated, you know, same guy, same shit or whatever. But yeah, no, I wouldn't mind.
it's good. It's fucking brutal. They show like the slit wrist scene and
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
and then it's done. It's like so well.
Shotgun with the fucking when it
Yeah,
blows his head
it's
off.
cool to finally see that in film. The dude like
Exactly.
double slit his wrist, and then like, oh, this didn't work. Shotgun. It's so good, man.
It's nuts.
R.I.P. Dead.
Right.
But yeah, what would you give Green Room before we kind of sign off?
I'm with you an 8. I give it
It's
solid
over
8.
an 8, like
Solid
an 8 through 8,
It's
2,
it's
3.
better than a lot of movies I've seen with bigger budgets, so I give it a nod for that. But there's some things that they could have expanded on to make it a little more well-rounded of a film. But for what it is, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
How I found it, like, I wasn't expecting anything of it. Netflix, just, all right, let's put this on, see what it's about.
and it's a good average A24 film. So I mean, when you find those good films, I mean, it's not their best.
No.
It's not
no,
the
yeah.
outstanding, but it's also
Yeah,
not
it's
like
not
this
Lighthouse,
weird piece of
Midsummer.
trash.
Yeah, no, but
It's good. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good
just strengthens the
middle of the road.
Yeah,
It's
just
not quite Goofy Tusk, but it's.
solidifies that point that A24 makes good fucking movies.
And I'm gonna strive. You don't feel the budget.
No, you don't.
You don't feel the budget at all.
And it's great we're doing this today because yesterday was their 10th anniversary or whatever as a studio. So, boom. A24 turned 10 yesterday.
A24 was founded in August.
Yeah.
I didn't know that when I came up with A24 guest. I literally was just like, "Hey, who's
Me
Brian?"
neither.
And we-
I just so
I'm
happened
gonna
to
do a
read
couple
that.
A24. That's dope.
Yeah, because
That's
I was posting for the page on Twitter last night and it happened to come up.
Oh, well, shout out A24
Yeah.
for the last time this fucking month.
Happy birthday. We unironically celebrated you
Right.
the entire birthday.
It'll be like probably 4 movies before we do another A24.
Yeah, we need a break.
But we still have Northman, we still have Witch, we still have a shit ton to do.
And Northman's so good.
I watched a good bit of it. I didn't finish it yet,
It's good.
but it's good. But while we're here and before we sign off, follow us on Instagram,
Yep.
Neighborzilla.
At Neighborzilla.